Just added something else to our sauce as well. It's a little bit of fresh green peppercorns. Now you can use white ones as well, but the green ones are much better. So I got a stronger flavor. What I did was I roasted it before. You can toast it in the pan just before you make the sauce, or you can do it on the side as well. And I just crack them open, add them to a sauce. So it's got a nice peppery flavor to it as well. And with this is just going to finish it off with a little bit of cream. And the sauce is nice and reduced, so I'm just going to pull it off the stove and add the cream to that. And reason why I'm adding it off of the heat, so it doesn't separate, so then you can actually stir the cream lightly into that as well. So then for the last part of the dish, I'll be doing some sauteed spinach. Now what I'm using is some baby spinach, and a little bit of lemon zest, some butter, and I'm also going to add a little bit of garlic and one shallot to that as well. So I got a pan on going nice and hot there. Just going to crack our garlic here and dice it up. Same with the shallot. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil to our pan. And I'm just going to sweat these off. So while this is going, getting it nice and golden brown.
Tastes like the sun.
What's that?
Oh, I thought it was a song.
Oh. And then I'm going to add some fresh baby spinach. Now these I've just blanched before, and you can, if you're using baby spinach, you can do it like on the spot. Just add it to the pan because it cooks really quick. And just going to add the baby spinach to that. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of lemon zest. Now lemon zest is the peel of a lemon. You can use a zester or a grater and just zest some of the yellow part of the lemon off. Just toss that around, and then I'm going to finish it with a little bit of butter. Now the butter will actually cut some of the sharpness of the lemon. Also, if you're using whole spinach, not the baby ones, you find the stem quite bitter. So the butter will also help to cut the bitterness of that as well. And then in the end, just season it with some salt and pepper. All right, I'm pretty much done. So I'm going to hand over to Craig. Can you get him finish up?
No, give me a sec,
Give me a second?
Yeah,
right.
no, I'm trying to cheat here. Actually, yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Okay, so what we're going to go into now is my final salad. And this is a cucumber and yogurt style. And what we're doing is trying to make room. And what we're starting off with, we're using the continental cucumber, which is the one with the wrinkly skin. And it's just a lot sweeter and much easier to cut. But we do peel it anyway. And what we're going to do is just do some nice, we're doing this into a fine dice as well. But all we want to use is the flesh. Because what we find, when you use the seeds, that's where a lot of the moisture is, where the water is. And what we find with that is we want to keep this fairly dry in a way that naturally is still moist. But what happens when you put it on your plate, you'll end up getting a puddle of water, and we don't want that. So we try and get out as much as possible. So we only use the flesh part. And when we're also using some yogurt with this, or yogurt, and what we've done with the yogurt is strained it. Just to get all the moisture out. And if you want to go full bananas, then what you do is hang it in like a muslin cloth, or even just like a J cloth back home, blue cloth. And what it does, all the excess moisture just drips out. And what you're left with is almost something as thick as like clotted cream. It's very, very thick that way. And that way it just binds it and holds it all together. And that way you can almost make it into a little, almost you can scoop it in a way. And that way we can just use a touch of lemon juice. And then the herbs we're using with this one, we've got some coriander again, and also some fresh mint. Fresh mint is a great herb to use, especially salads, because it has such a freshness and emphasizes on the palate. It's a great thing to start with, hence why it's even awesome as a sorbet, and why you get it as an after dinner mint, because it just refreshes the palate. And then as well, we're also going to use some more red onion again. But this time we're going to do the fine dice as well, or brunoise, as Sidwell's come up with fancy terms as well. Trying to outdo me.
I got to get you back on one.
Yeah, that's okay, man. You've got your chance next week when you play Australia in Brisbane. Last time when you played in Brisbane, we beat you 52-0.
He's rubbing it in again.
Yeah, that's my only chance. Because I know he'll probably beat us in something again next time. So now we've got all that in, and this is just mixing it all together, and naturally just a bit of cracked pepper, and also a touch of salt as well. And that way you can see from the firmness of the yogurt, it will really hold together. And where are you up to, by the way? You're going to plate?
I'm just plating up.
Alrighty. So I'm just going to go onto my sauce as well.
Yep.
And then you can plate. So that's the 3 salads done. And naturally leave that sit for a bit. Now what I'm going to go onto now is my sauce. Now mine won't take as long as that because naturally I'm more prepared. And
yeah, right.
because I asked Alex, just do it all for me. And what we're doing is I'm using the same jus, demi-glace as what Sidwell has, but ours is just like a red wine reduction style. So all I've had done already is using that demi-glace, but beforehand I've got some red wine and I've just reduced it down, let it boil away, and just to intensify the flavour. And so to this, it's just going in a pan, and we're adding some chopped black olive. That way you give it some nice oliveness flavour. And we're just reheating this on a low heat, and that's just to combine the flavours to the two. And that'll be my sauce, and that'll take about 2 minutes.
All right.
So you can go ahead and plate now.
Okay, so we got all our ingredients here ready to go. I'm just going to plate it up. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take the potato. It's got a nice golden brown color there, as you can see. And I'm just going to put it right in the middle of the plate. And then on top of that, I'm going to put the spinach. So you got the spinach on top there. And then I'm just going to take our duck. I'm just going to cut through it on a slight angle in a few slices, bite-sized pieces. And I got a perfect medium rare.
The reason we cut into it is also to check that it's okay, that we haven't made a mistake.
And I'm just going to put it
cover our
over
end a bit.
on top of the spinach. And then we're going to take our lovely sauce.
See, because you put honey on, it's dirtied all the spoon.
And I'm just going to put it all around. And just a little bit on top of the meat. And
Just
then I'm
in
going
case you make another mistake.
And then again, I'm just going to finish it off with a nice sprig of thyme. So that will be it, my ladies and gentlemen. A marinated duck. All yours, mate.
So that's when you should go, ooh, ah, that's impressive. Ooh, ah, that's impressive. Who was the one with the camera there? Who's got their camera? Someone did is it?